Hi everyone, I am recording a video. As you can see, my name is seanamomsen and I'm your trans girl, your personal friendly trans girl. I'm doing a quick impromptu video on why you shouldn't tell guys that you are transgender, part 2. I've just had recently a thing of where a revelation of sorts, of like an encounter just this past weekend, of where a guy got really arsey with me and basically said, you should have just told me from the get-go that you were transgender. So I've made TikTok videos about it since my first video on here. I can't really remember what I talked about, but I know it's not what I talked about now, because I've had like different trail of thoughts and like other people like weighing on their thoughts, and it's helped me get to the thought process I have today. So without further ado, why you shouldn't tell guys that you're transgender, part 2. First and foremost, you don't owe them anything. That's the bottom line. You don't owe them anything unless you are about to literally get jiggy with it, sleep with them. That's the only time you should be telling these men that you're transgender. If you have those male parts, if you have male genitalia, if you have a penis, but you are female apart from that part, because they're expecting a woman with a vagina. They're not expecting a woman with a penis. So yeah. Unless you've told them that you're trans, but that defeats the whole purpose of the video. But it's kind of like rude for them to guess your parts anyway, but that's another story for another day. I have had a brilliant friend put it to me where, because I've had like lots of instances where guys are like, I wish you told me this before, blah, 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 blah. But prior to that, they've enjoyed me, they've embraced me, and they've had a jolly old time with me. But it's just the trans thing that they feel like they can just take it back, or they'll be like, yeah, well, I was drunk, which is what the guy said this past weekend, but I'm fucking fit. I know I am. So it is what it is. But yeah, I had the trail of thought of like, okay, I've had discussions with my friend and I was like, I don't need to tell anyone. I don't owe them that. They wouldn't ask a person that was racist if like they wouldn't ask a person who they're getting off with, oh, are you racist? Before I continue this, are you racist? A racist isn't gonna out themselves as a racist. Are you fucking, I don't know, do you like have an STD? Like that, it's not the same thing either, but like nobody's gonna be like, yeah, I've got an STD, let's make out. Or nobody's gonna say that. Like, they're only gonna say it if it like gets down to it. But even a racist wouldn't even say it because it's their thing. And that's what trans is along those lines. It's not a disease. Trans isn't being a disease. It's not gonna impact your life other than having a great time. It's not gonna impact your life if you sleep or get jiggy with a trans girl, unless they have an STD, which they should tell you before they sleep with you. But that's a different circumstance. But my friend was like, you shouldn't even bring it up like that. Trans does not equate to a disease, to an STD, to a racist person, or a person that is against, that's fat phobic. Basically that, like, it doesn't equate to any of that. The only thing that it really equates to is that, like, if you're going to get off with a girl and you see that she's blonde, you're not going to ask her, are you naturally blonde? She's not going to out herself as a natural brunette, or if it's the auburn haired girl, aka me, even though you can see my roots. I'm not going to say that I have naturally black hair, blah 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 blah. It's not relevant to the thing. So yeah, it's just dumb. That's why you shouldn't tell guys that you're transgender, because it's none of their business. You are living your life as a woman, and that is all that there is to it. And yeah, that's why you shouldn't tell guys that you're fucking transgender, because it's none of their business and they don't deserve it. Like, the guy was literally like to me, like, you should have told me this, that and the other, and you've like really like fucked my mind up, and like I only did it because I was drunk, And yeah, like, it's just really, really pathetic. And then he started saying like, oh, I'm like really, really sorry, I shouldn't have made you feel like this and that, I shouldn't have said that you're not a girl, and this and that and the other. It's just really weird behavior. And he lost out on sleeping with me. He lost out on experiencing me. It's his loss. I'm a great person. You, trans person, are a great person as well. You don't owe anyone anything. And that's all there is to it. You are presenting. You have fought for your right to present the way that you need to. Not everybody needs to know it. You can live stealth life, obviously be safe, etc. But you've earned your seat at the table of normality. You've earned that right to just coast on by with regards to your gender and your gender identity, etc, etc. Yeah. Unless you want to, again, from the beginning of the video, unless you want to sleep with someone and you have the genitalia that they're not expecting, then obviously tell them for safety and just to be mindful and just to not throw people off course. It's to me, in my personal opinion, it's not morally right. But at the end of the day, you don't need to tell anyone that you're transgender. You don't. It's none of their business. They don't have the right to know. It's a privilege to know my story. It is a privilege, and you don't have the right to know it. I don't have to tell you it. And I can live my life as the woman I am. So yeah, that's why you shouldn't tell guys you're transgender. Part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it around, like it, subscribe to me, follow your girl on this life journey, and stay tuned for more.